You're on
It's crazy.
fire.
I don't know. Maybe I think I'm trying to like work so I don't have to think about breathing.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. This is Danielle Russo-Slugh, and this is Freedom Friday on August 25th. And this is the second series that we are doing, and we're researching. So if you're new to our team, welcome. If you are new to Zoom, welcome. We love to see the faces. If you can turn on your camera, I've got a lot of people without the camera on today, so I don't care if you're in the sweaty baseball cap from a workout, that's okay. Everybody should definitely mute, and I mean, I can go through the mute, but if you guys can all just get responsible and hit the mute button so we don't have background noise. And my puppy, who's usually barking when I'm not paying attention to him, he ate 3 avocados that were ready for my guacamole off the counter and proceeded while I was in the shower getting ready for this to take them onto my newer couch in the house and like ate them and made a mess, and the guacamole now is kind of on the couch. So he's sleeping in his crate now, and hopefully he'll be really good. So second week of Freedom Friday. The first week, we'll just do a fast review. If you're brand new in Isogenics and you're putting these products in your body and you refer them or you share them, we have an incredible referral program. If you share Isogenics with someone, Isogenics is going to be, if you're a pathway to associate and you change your account to associate, of course, Isogenics is going to give you cash for that referral. Now, if you have someone who came in, they're just a product user, and they remain a preferred client, Isogenics is going to give them a referral coupon. That's fabulous because Whole Foods isn't giving me coupons when I send my friends to Whole Foods, right? The health food store isn't doing that. So we're thrilled that Isogenics has this new program. Anybody can earn a referral coupon, which is great, and they'll use it for their next order, and it helps us with retention. But what we're here to talk about is the money. Show me the money. Freedom Friday is about creating your freedom in your life. So we went over last week the referral PIB cash bonuses. When you refer one person, whether you're getting the 25 or the 50 or the 80 or the 150, and the various reasons why you would get those different bonuses because of the correlation of which package you have referred and recommended, okay? And then we talked about how they double by doing 2 enrollments in 1 week. And I'm gonna give a big shout out because the leaders go first, and you guys know that we are all about this on this team. Heidi enrolled 6 people, and she's got maybe number 7 today, okay? So I feel like a slacker. I've only enrolled 1 this week. Amazing. Jordan enrolled 3 people last week, 3 people this week. Crazy activity, you guys. So for anybody else that I'm not shouting out, keep up the good work, because what does this mean? This means that both of those ladies are working those PIB bonuses. They're just adding those on top of their cycle count, okay? And Isogenics is amazing because they keep rewarding us no matter how long you're in Isogenics. You always get your PIB bonuses when you refer. So go for no, and Heidi, you can talk about that in a minute. So the very next thing that's gonna happen, you guys, in our system, when we refer 2 people, is we're gonna go consultant. And we call this a rank advancement. So we could come in as a customer, we could come in as a preferred customer depending on the discount. We're gonna help someone move to pathway to associate, which now means their website is gonna be live, right? Because we want people to have that tool. This is a multi-million-dollar incredible website that we're giving people for free just for completing that pathway to associate. Then they're gonna refer their first person. When they refer their second person and they go consultant, the U+2 system, that's going to be their very first rank advancement. So you guys, it's 11-11, and from here on out, we're just talking rank advancement. Rank advancements is our train tracks. If we just take the rank advancement chart, which I'm going to share the screen and put it up in a second, if we take that and we have it map on our desk, and we're just going from consultant to manager, from manager to director, from director to executive. It is literally like one foot in front of the other and your staircase to climbing to building your business. Whether you want to just build manager, director and get your products paid for and have a nice, strong, stable kind of part-time business, or whether you're going to kind of step up the ladder, right? To manager, director, executive, and then 1-star, 2-star, and keep going. It's going to be at that 3-star place where we're going to create that 6-figure income. So let's get right to it. Before I change the screen, anything else about rank advancements before we begin? No? Good? We're all good? Okay, here we go. Let's screen share. My desktop is a mess, so just bear with me, guys. We're going to go to Isogenics rank advancement chart. Let's see what comes up. I think I might need the glasses for this. Hi, handsome.
Hi.
Okay. This will work. Let's use this one for a minute. I was thinking about the other one, but that's okay. We're going to use this one. This one is until January 2018, so this must be the newest one that they've updated. I'll keep the chat on over here. I don't know what happened to the chat. When I share the screen, I just lost the chat. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, okay, so the chat. Okay, so here we go, you guys. This is something that I would put right on my desk or right on my whiteboard where I can see it. It's just step by step. The very first thing under this purple banner, consultant, help 2 members join. That's it. You're just helping 2 people join. Now, I don't want to oversimplify it. You guys know, because most of you are pretty seasoned, but if you're new and you're just listening to this, you want each person, one on each side with 100 BB or more. Okay, so we want to get consultants, we want to build consultants, it's 100 BB or more. So you can't have one person buying 1 canister of shakes and another person buying 1 canister of shakes. So there is minimums, and that's okay. We've got our 2 new people, 1 bought a 30-day and 1 bought a value pack. We've got 1 on the right, we've got 1 on the left. We go consultant. And for that, you guys, what you can earn is $50. And then you see that they are always going to put the Canadian version right next to you, right on the outer right side for our Canadian consultants. Okay? If you can build 1 consultant, you definitely can build more. So if you go consultant, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, that's you share. No problem. I've shared with 2 people. Now I'm paying it forward. So let's pretend I am sharing it with Vicki. And Vicki enrolls Debbie and Lenore. So now Debbie and Lenore say to Vicki, wait a minute, you're working on getting your products paid for, you're working on eating for free, this is awesome, how do I do that? So now it's Vicki's job to teach Debbie and Lenore how to find their 2 people. And we have a lot of methods for doing that, you guys. So that's a whole separate training. We're gonna, do a launch. We're gonna send out text messages to join our 30-day group. I mean, there's like a million things we can do for that. But when Vicki helps Lenore find 2 people, and Vicki helps Denny help her find her 2 people, and Debbie goes consultant, we're on the second line here. We're developing consultants. And as we do that, Isogenics is going to pay us $100 for every one. So Vicki would get paid $100 for helping Lenore and $100 for helping Debbie Davidson go consultant. Okay? And we're encouraging and rewarding the behavior because Vicki goes consultant. She goes first. She found Lenore and Debbie to be her accountability partners. Now Lenore has her mom and her brother. And Debbie Davidson's got her 2 daughters. So Vicki moves up to the next section. See? Manager. Personally develop 2 consultants. Now, if Vicki does that in the time frame that Isogenics states, which is going to be 60 days after she initially joins. So, for example, Shannon, we would have 60 days for you to earn this $250. And it's not $250 because it's $100 for your first consultant, $100 for your second consultant. It's actually $450. So let's say, for example, your sister Colleen finds 2 friends to cleanse with, your brother, Uncle Chuck finds 2 buddies to cleanse with. Bang, that's $450 just in bonuses. That's not commission. Commissions are again on top of that. And if you don't need all 60 days to complete it, you could complete it this weekend. They're gonna pay it to you next week. That's a lot of money. For a lot of people, $450 is like a week's worth of work. It's a lot of money. All right, you guys, so as we are building out this little bit of a network, it's just a little bit of a network. We are rank advancing from consultant, we rank advance to manager because now we have 2 consultants. If we keep sharing this with people, now Vicki enrolls Jordan, and Jordan finds her 2 people. And Vicki enrolls Heidi, and Heidi finds 2 people. So now Vicki has 4 consultants. Vicki's working on getting up to 6 consultants because the next rank advancement is going to be here, director. Personally develop 6 consultants. And if she does that within the time frame or before, there's no reason to take all that time. You can hustle and do it before. You would get this $750 bonus as you rank advance up to director. But it's not $750, you guys.
I had that count.
Because don't forget, if you have 2 consultants and you are building the 3rd, that's $100. The 4th, that's another $100. The 5th, that's another $100. And the 6th consultant, that's another $100. So it's $400 as you help the U+2 and you get people their buddies. Plus, then they're going to pay you $750. So that's $1,150, you guys. $1,150 bonuses, not commission. Commission is on top of that. Okay, are we pretty clear? Jordan, I'm going to PM you a great visual. Okay, that means that I have to open Facebook, right? Are you giving it to me on Facebook, Jordan? Let's see. What has she got here? There we go. Which one do you want me to show? Oh, of course. These are awesome. So let's do this. Perfect. First step we talked about. Consultant, U+2. Now I've taught my 2 friends how to go consultant. I become a crystal manager. I've got that $250. But it's not $250, guys. It's $450. Because I made $100 for the first consultant, $100 for the second consultant. Then, as I've got this little network of people cleansing together, what's going to happen, and we're going to cover some of the cycles in the next lesson, but on the commission portion is the unlimited 6% on the binary tree as we're including people in our network. We're going to have this extra money inserted there, which is like a lesson ahead of time. And we're going to try for that 5-cycle bonus. And I know Vicki's going for that this week because yesterday when I checked, she was already at 3 cycles. So she could be at more by today. So that's awesome. So rank advancement, back to rank advancing up the ladder. We're going to get that crystal director 750. And again, even though it says you have 120 days, you guys, I want you to understand Isagenix is rewarding with urgency. So for people that really see this and say, wait a minute, I need to make money. Danielle, how do I make? It says $10,500 in the corner of that paper. How do I make that money? I would just black out all of the dates and I would just say, let's do this as fast as possible. Because if you just have your blinders on, you can just go straight up, straight up, straight up. And you don't need to take so much time. Because if you get in massive activity, it seems like the action and your vibration just keeps rolling. And people are attracted to what you're doing. People see that you start helping other people. People see that people are getting results. And people want what you have when it's working. I mean, Tracy and Andy Gazzard are such an incredible example of this because Tracy keeps putting up those befores and afters of her and Andy. And I mean, it's just unbelievable what the system's doing to their body. So she's just walking right up this chart. Okay, so back to it, guys. Crystal Director, it's $750 when you have 6 consultants. 6. If you could build 1, you could build 2. If you could build 2, you could build up to 6. No big deal. And it's just going to be talking with more people, helping more people, serving more people. It doesn't ever get any harder. It's the same job. You're just doing a little bit more of it all the time. Not 750, guys. It's 1,150, right? Because you keep making those hundreds. The next one up, and I'll stop here just for a quick second. When you get to director, there is a pool of money. Again, this is going way far down the line. We're going to cover the leadership pools in other lessons. But you've got to be at the director level for Isagenix to kind of notice you and say, gee, Vicki is the kind of person, she's kind of in this to win this. She's a director. Now, not only are we going to pay her commission, not only did she grab all these bonuses, but we have $75,000 every period. Some periods are 4 weeks, some periods are 5 weeks. She's going to compete for shares and get more bonus money. So it's really, really imperative, you guys, that you get to step 4 and you are a solid step 4 no matter what, because that's where you're really going to get the money. The money is coming, okay? Besides just paying for your products, besides just having a little hobby business, really at that step 4, you have a solid part-time, really nice income coming in. All right, let's go up to step 5. This is it, executive. And this is where we create 5 consultants on the left and 5 consultants on the right. And at executive, we're going to want to hold executive, teaching these 10 people. And again, Isagenix says you have 6 months. You don't have to do it in 6 months. I think Heidi did it in 5 weeks or 6 weeks or something crazy. It took me about 10 weeks to do it. And interestingly enough, you guys, I mean, I was moving from a place of crazy, you know, desperation, motivation, whatever you want to call it, you know, my crazy situation. But I probably personally enrolled about 25 people before 10 of them got the idea that I wanted them to have 2 buddies, or 10 of them, you know, understood the U+2, okay? So it's going to take the work to enroll people and get the products in people's body before they kind of understand that whole U+2. And God bless you if you've got 10 people and they all find their 2 buddies. God bless you. That would be amazing. I haven't seen that happen too often. That would mean all 10 people are like, they're getting it. You've got to really be enrolling people and talking to them about who do they love, who do they know, who's in their network, who's maybe mom's at school, who's, you know, who's somebody that they love that needs to get healthy, who just might be a great accountability partner, because you've got to have that U+2 in order to build these consultants. And the last thing I'm going to mention before I go ahead and pass the ball over to Jordan, who's going to finish this up for you guys today. I have to get on a call with Isagenix Corporate about the DSA trip to Capitol Hill and my Washington, D.C. trip. They made it for 11:30 today. These step ups, it's just keep your blinders on. One in front of the other, in front of the other. And again, you see money on the screen, but I don't want to overreach. But it is so conservative, the money you see on the screen, because you keep making the PIB bonuses. You keep making these new cycles. You keep earning this little bonuses in between. So yes, it's $10,500, but you could easily make double or triple that kind of money, and you don't need to stretch it over the 180 days. You know, I needed the money before, and I was just squeezing the activity in long before. And like I said, I personally enrolled about 25 people, taught 10 of those people how to do that U+2 thing. So let me stop sharing. Let me get everybody back here. And Jordan, you're unmuted, right? And you guys, Jordan's going to take over. I know April just got on as well. You've got Lenore. I think Heidi can be on for a while. So some of the more seasoned folks that really, really understand this and have other pointers for you, I'm going to jump in and close this out in the next 10 to 15 minutes, okay, you guys? And then I'll try to come over and just stop the recording just in time so that we can get it up for the folks that didn't get on. So I'm going to put myself on mute, and you guys take it away. Jordan, I can't hear you, babe.
Jordan, where are you? Jordan? Okay, we can't hear you. I wonder, can everybody hear me? Just, okay. Okay, and unless Jordan gets her sound working, I'll take over. Danielle, thank you so much. I wanted a couple things. Oh, bye, Lenore. Wave goodbye to Lenore. She's got to go pick up kids. I wanted to congratulate Angela Carnes, who's on here. Angela enrolled too and got her double PIBs. Way to go, Angela. And a couple just quick housekeeping items. I wanted to let you know that Danielle we're going to house these recordings on the Freedom Friday link. Okay, so if you go to the isadreamteam.com, click on Freedom Friday, on every single one of those, stop, mate. Oh my gosh, this puppy's worse than my kids were when they were toddlers. But anyway, all of the recordings and some really amazing compensation documents are going to be housed on Freedom Friday on the isadreamteam.com calendar just by clicking on the Freedom Friday link. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand that? Everybody, I want to make sure you guys get that because you're going to be, okay, thank you. You're going to be passing this on to your teams. The next thing I want to mention is who has questions? You can unmute yourself. What questions do you have about anything and everything that Danielle spoke about? And I want to say this, really sharing the Isagenix story and enrolling people. By doing that, you're going to want to be guided by your upline or your mentor, et cetera. But really, the whole compensation plan and getting paid is simply a byproduct of how many times are you sharing the story. Oh, I think I hear George.
Can you hear me now?
Yes!
Yay!
Yay!
Awesome. I had to log out, log back in, so I don't know what you covered. But hey, Heidi, is there any way you can screen share that step up the ranks?
Absolutely. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, this will be great because I'm going to show you guys where to find this for yourself, right?
I love this visual. Kathy Coover used it on the Fast Track to Executive, and then I took a screenshot and then I put it together, and it's just such a great visual to see exactly where you are, where you need to go next. And something that I train my team on is to take a look at this whole picture and then bring it right in front of you, like 2 inches away from you, so that it's so attainable. And, when Danielle was talking about squishing all of that activity together and really condensing your, all of your action that you're doing, all of that activity, my one director, when Jen Lance, I don't know if she's on or not, but she went from crystal manager. She had one consultant and then went, boom, crystal director. And she swooped up $1,700. So when Danielle was saying you get that $250 bonus, you get that $750 bonus. Oh no, you get to swoop up those $100 for every single consultant. And when you can make that kind of financial impact, I mean, think about the conviction. Think about the conviction when you're talking to someone about the business. If you're making $100 for every consultant every, I don't know, 6 months, it's not going to have the same kind of connection and conviction as you would if you were doing that in a super short period of time. So a couple things that I want to add to this. Thank you so much, Heidi.
No worries.
You rock. Okay, so a couple things that I want to add to that. Heidi, if you can bring it up just a little bit more.
Like right there?
Perfect. Up.
Right here?
Down.
Oh,
there
okay.
we go. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Right there. All right. So one thing too is once when you get to Crystal Manager, and now, I mean, you can do this as fast as possible. And something that we did on our team, we really encourage families starting together. So a great example of this was Megan Slavin on my team. She went manager very, very quickly. She went consultant before her products even shipped, and she had $370 in her pocket before she even got started on the products. And the reason for that is because she enrolled her husband and she enrolled her mom. And then we worked with her mom, and she enrolled her husband and enrolled her sister. And that's one consultant right there. You know, so if we can wrap our minds around getting families started together, I mean, what better accountability is that? You know, when I first started, I got my mom involved, my dad, my sister, my husband, my cousins. It was, you know, all family because one, I wanted them to have the best real estate in my tree. I wanted everybody else joining them to benefit from everybody else that was coming in from underneath. It's prime real estate. Two, well, that's two. Number one, I want them to be healthy. I want them to get the products in their body first and foremost. So if you think about that, you know, get to Crystal Manager within, I mean, as fast as you go consultant, if you have that kind of mindset. Angel Horrell, she did this. I called her. She was a product user for a little while, and I had the dates written down where, you know, when the deadline was for everybody on my team to go Crystal Manager, Director, and Executive, which I highly recommend doing. And I kind of goofed on the date, and I called her. I said, "Don't hate me, but you know, if you want to have this $250 bonus, you have like 24 hours to do it. Can I show you how?" And she did, and she went Crystal Manager in 24 hours. So if you really think about that, get families starting together, you're in a really good position. So when you do go Crystal Manager, when you go manager, something else that opens to you is the holiday bonus pool. I love this. I love getting that deposit right before Christmas because what happens is once when you become a manager, you get access to the holiday bonus pool. And for every week that you're paid as a manager, you're going to get 2 shares of that holiday bonus pool. Now, in order to collect those shares, you have to personally enroll 3 people in the quarter. And Isagenix has, and I'm sure, Heidi, you have this on your Evernote too, but there's the dates. And so please make sure that you're aware of the dates. I actually almost missed mine, and luckily I had my last 3 enrollments, and so I had 4 for that quarter. It was a little bit of a slow quarter for me, but I almost missed it. So make sure you guys write down the dates of the deadline to get your 3 enrollments. That way you can get paid your holiday bonus. So basically what happens, you're going to get your holiday bonus pool, and they're going to calculate the shares. You're going to get 50% of it at the end of the quarter, and then you'll get 50% of it right before the holidays. So that becomes available to you once when you become manager. As a manager, you get 2 shares. As a director, you get 6 shares. As an executive, you get 10 shares. Okay, so the way you can remember that, manager, 2 consultants, 2 shares. Director, 6 consultants, 6 shares. Executive, 10 consultants, 10 shares. Guys, this is free money. This is free money on the table. Isagenix is so generous. So, you know, keep going up those ranks, step it up, take what's in front of you, condense all of that activity, because when you can do that, you can teach your team how to do that. And the conviction in your voice is just, it's magnetic. It's magnetic. And you don't have to think about the right thing to tell anybody because you're so freaking excited. You're just telling them what happened to you and what happened to your team members. And, facts tell, stories sell. So I get super excited about this little chart here, and print it out, keep it in front of you. Heidi, do you want to add anything to that?
Thank you so much, Jordan. And, this is, like I said, I just want everyone to understand that anything you need to know can be found right here. This is where you can save it. If you guys want to start creating Evernotes, I know there's lots of leaders on this call. Download Evernote. There's a slight learning curve, but this is something that will be used for the rest of the business. It's amazing. So for example, Jordan just mentioned, once you get to Crystal Manager, you get to participate in the holiday pools. If you don't know what the holiday pools are, come up here and click on that link and you'll find the holiday pools. It's all linked, okay? So are there any questions? And let's stop share. I'm going to stop share.
And another thing too, and it goes right with the step up the ranks, is that, as you start earning your 5-cycle bonus and your 1-star bonus, 2-star bonus, 3-star bonus. I remember hearing this when I first got started in the business. Tim Malloy told me this, and he said, Jordan, by time you've exhausted all of the bonuses and you've earned all of the bonuses that are available to you, that $10,550 in bonuses, you will have created a 6-figure residual income. When he said that, I'm like, what? Like, just by, going for those bonuses. And, so that's why I love this visual so much. And of course, there's a lot of work to be had in achieving each rank, of course. But if you're looking at that right now money and you're going for that, because again, that is right in front of you, by the time you've earned all of those, think about the organization that you've created. A 6-figure residual income as you're getting that right now money. I shared a little bit about this last week, but in my previous company, I had to work so much for my $900 check. It was a check. It wasn't even a deposit. It was a check. And I did not have the residual income. So every single month, I had to recreate that. And there was no way I could have sustained that level of activity. And to be able to create that kind of residual income and still get paid upfront money, not a lot of companies do that. And Isagenix is so generous that you can make 4 figures a month just in bonuses on your way to, 5 figures, 6 figures a month. We have it so good.
I totally agree, Jordan. And I need to get off the call because I have an orientation call I've got to conduct. But I'm going to leave you with just a couple things. I loved what you said, Jordan, about, getting prime real estate in the tree, sharing with your friends and family. And I remember when I first started, and I think, everybody on this call, pass this on to your new people. And the way you're going to pass it on is by doing it yourself. Mm-hmm. Okay. And people will duplicate what you do with them. That's the best way to teach someone, is to show them. So something that I like to say is, when I first got started, I would say, you know what? Everyone can benefit from these products. Mm-hmm. Get the box, get these products in your body. And also, I have no idea if you're interested in the business or not, but anchor a position in my organization just in case. Anchor a position. So take that away, guys. Anchor, because from these calls, if you can take 1 or 2 things, 1 or 2 sound bites, anchor a position in my organization. It tells them, wow, she knows where she's going. And even if they don't think they're interested in the business, they'll go, wow, she knows where she's going. I might be interested in following her. I love the products. And then the other thing is, remember that all of this information, the compensation plan recordings for Freedom Friday, and all these documents are housed by clicking on the link to any Freedom Friday on our ISA Dream Team calendar. So I'm gonna cruise out of here, pull the ripcord. But Jordan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Heidi.
Okay.
All right. So does anybody have any questions? Because we can go ahead and wrap it up. It's Friday afternoon. We have just so much exciting things going on. I don't want to take up too much time, but if anyone has any questions about rank advancement, the bonuses, anything like that, you could either put it in the chat, unmute yourselves.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's Kathy.
Hi.
Just a quick question. If someone is a person or not, a PC right now, and down the road they decide to become an associate, do they stay the same position in your tree, or do they somehow get below the people that have,
No, they get the same position in their tree. So if they are ordering on a regular basis, their ID was never terminated.
Okay.
You would know because it would have a T.
Right.
They stay in your position.
Okay, so even though they may not be doing like 100 BV every month, but anything less is still okay?
Yep. Yeah, because there's current activity. They're placing orders, and they would be able to stay in there.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Great
Jordan,
question.
can you hear me? Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, this is Angela.
Hi.
I didn't know.
Congratulations, lady.
Oh, thanks. My dogs just started barking, so I had to go hide myself here. I had a question about, now it says that I am recognition ranked crystal manager, but paid as consultant. Does that take a while? Why is that?
Yeah, it does. Mine does that too. So you bring up a really good point, though. Does everybody know the difference between recognition rank and paid as rank?
I do not.
Okay. So recognition rank is always going to be the highest level rank that you've achieved in isogenics. Okay. So let's say one of your consultants fell out and now you have one consultant. Your recognition rank is still going to say crystal manager. Your paid as rank might be consultant. Now, in your case right now, it just may take the system a little time to update. Which is the way you can check is by going into your back office under team view. When you look at your tree, if you guys don't know this, there's a drop-down menu that gives you the option to look at your tree as a large view, and that's the boxes and squares. I prefer the team view, which gives you a line item, and then you just expand the name so you can see who is active underneath each of your consultants. And that's a great way to track your consultants and who needs volume.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Jordan.
Yes, honey.
It's Vicki. Jordan, I have a PC who I did a little orientation with last night, and I used Lynn Hagedorn's, you may not be interested, but I feel really obligated in letting you know about, the refer a friend and that type of stuff. Really go to associate, but never mentioning the business. But I had a question as I was going over this.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame after somebody comes in as a PC, they're ordering products, doing like you said, and they'll stay in my tree, but to be in that crystal time frame, do they have to become an associate within so many days to get the extra crystal bonuses?
No, this is one of the changes that I love. So beforehand, when we would sign someone up and as an associate with that $29 membership, their time started then. Now with the Customer First program, the time doesn't start until they opt in and put in their social security number, and that's where the time starts.
Okay.
So
no matter if it's 6 months, 8 months after they've been a PC, it starts as soon as the social security. Perfect. That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. And then also, if you guys have any questions about Customer First, they're making some enhancements to the volume being accumulated. You can find everything. If you Google Isogenics Customer First, or I believe the website is isogenicscustomerfirst.com, but they have all of their FAQs. They have great visuals to look at. They have a ton of training. So definitely get familiar with that. So if you're not too familiar with Customer First, definitely check that out. And but yeah, time starts when they opt in as an associate.
Jordan, correct?
Yes.
Hi. Hi. But now with the new PC or Customer First program, if you had someone that came in as an associate under the original program, and then they've kind of fallen back on their activity and haven't maintained their 100 BV there's a certain time period, I believe, and then they revert to PC now.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens, and of course they've lost all their volume, I hate that when it happens. But they don't even know what, half the time that they've got volume building. So when they do that, though, go into PC, those particular individuals cannot reset the Crystal Manager, all the new bonuses. Isn't that correct?
So if they were an associate,
and then fell into
PC, and then opted in as an associate again,
right?
No.
Okay.
Their reset date won't start. They would be kind of on the same cycle that we are all on, which they usually typically reset January after New Year's kickoff.
I guess that's the thing I've been struggling with. I had some people that were very strong and were very consistent, ordering their product and really didn't have to worry about it much. And then all of a sudden, and of course, I started a lot of them back before I even knew what I didn't know. And so they were just going along. And then all of a sudden, one day you look and they dropped off and didn't order like 100 BV. And so they've lost all that volume that they accumulated over a period of time. And I feel horrible when I see that happen, but it's like, well, so what can I do to either correct that or manage that better going out? Because a lot of people, they'll order the product, but they don't seem to understand or act like they even want to know about holding volume. They just don't seem to comprehend that and what the importance of that is down the long run.
Christina Nguyen and I, we had a really great conversation about this a couple days ago. And one, just so you know, Isogenics will do a one-time reversal. So they'll retrieve it one time. Mm-hmm. So if you have someone that had a lot of volume, it might be worth, and then if they get their volume restored, you just want to educate them on the importance of staying active if they are an associate. So as an associate, accumulating volume, that is a business building activity. So for them, they have to order 100 BV in order to accumulate. Now, there's been recent updates to the Customer First program, and which they allow customers to accumulate volume. I still have to read all the details, but from my understanding, they get to accumulate volume for 90 days. And then they'll freeze it and they get to hold it for 90 days. So for 6 months. Okay. But here's what I do. When I'm enrolling someone, I create a lot of value in staying active. So my conversations now have shifted slightly because it's Customer First versus associate. But if you can create a lot of value, and what I love what Heidi said is when they get in your organization, they're anchoring a position in your organization, right? So if you can show them, something I say all the time is we're going to get started, and where I have you positioned, I talk about positioning all the time. Where I have you positioned in my organization, this is what's going to happen. you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of volume that my team, who is actively building a network, you're going to see a lot of volume that's going to start filtering up to you. I see it happen all the time. You are going to get really great results. You are going to feel amazing. People are going to ask you, what are you doing? And chances are you're not going to say, sorry, not going to tell you. And I make it light. I said, you're going to tell them what you're doing and how you're feeling. It's natural. And I bet you're going to be shouting it from the rooftop before the month is even over. So you want to stay active because you never know. You have all of this volume already accumulated underneath you, and you're in a position to be able to start earning a commission if you so choose. So consider this as financial insurance. You don't know if you're going to ever need it, but it's there for you if you do.
Great. Thank you.
So create a lot of value in that volume, in that holdover volume. And if you can do that and they see the why, then that will resonate with just the facts.
Okay. And so do you have any recommendations on how to get that conversation going for someone that's kind of dropped out and you're wanting, but they still could recapture that volume if they so chose?
If you know how much volume they had, it's easier. Because then you can say, okay, actually, great example. I had someone who had accumulated 122,000 BV. Oh. She had stayed active for a very long time. And she was out of town, she was traveling, and she had moved her auto ship out, and it was, actually we caught it the day that her volume was going to reset. So I called her up and I said, or I actually sent her a message. I said, very urgent, can you call me regarding your account? So she called me and I told her, I said, hey, I noticed that, you have your auto ship set out. And now at this point, we've had a lot of conversations about volume. So she already knows there's value there. So when I had messaged her to call me and we talked about all of the volume that she had accumulated. And so I told her, I said, you know what, if you can just place a 100 BV order, you'll be able to keep that volume for you and it won't go away. And she said, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me. So sometimes it's just that, letting them know how much volume is there. And and even let them know, like, it's taken you 3 years to accumulate all of this volume. I would hate to see all of that volume disappear. And if you're coming from like Lynn says, I am obligated to tell you this. And I think that is probably one of the best mindsets to have in this business, is that you are obligated to tell them what's available to them. And then you should feel really guilty if you don't. At least that's me. That's me. I feel really guilty if I don't tell them something that's available to them, because if it's available to me, why should you not have access to it? So, and that's the mindset that I go into every conversation is, I'm just letting you know, here's the information, do what you will with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Anyone else have a question? We good? Awesome. Well, thank you guys. You guys have great questions. I'm going to check the chat, see if there's anyone else. Let's see. Do we have a sign? You don't have to opt in to be a part of the holiday bonus pool. Once when you promote to manager, you guys have, so with the holiday bonus pools, Louise, thank you for asking this question. So with the holiday bonus pool, when you, sorry, hang on one second. Okay. So when you have the holiday bonus pool, once when you are a paid as manager, you have to be a paid as manager, paid as director, paid as executive the entire week in order to earn all of your shares for that week. So you get to accumulate shares weekly, and it's done automatically. Now, if you are a director and you're getting your 6 shares, but one of your consultants fell out, then that week you're going to earn 2 shares. So the computer will automatically count your shares based on your paid as rank. And they do all of that for you. One thing that you have to make sure that you do is get your 3 enrollments on auto ship with a minimum of 100 BV in order to get paid your shares. So if you've earned, let's say, 50 shares and you only enrolled 2 people in that quarter, you won't get paid. So make sure you get all of your enrollments by that deadline. Make sense? All right, Angela, let's see. Last I looked, it says we already talked about that. Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for joining us on Freedom Friday. And make it a great week. We had a great week with cookies and cream. It's always fun seeing all the rank advancements from cookies and cream. That's always exciting. All right, guys, finish the week strong. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Jordan. Great call.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good weekend. Thank you, Jordan, Danielle, Heidi, for all you do.
You too. Go get it. 5 cycles.
5 cycles coming.